cops lodge a complaint on any of our ministers or any of our MLAs? I seriously don't understand. See, because this is a democratic country. In a democratic country, the leader of the opposition has every right to go visit anybody of his choice. And yesterday's visit was pertaining to our own party. The person's house whom I had visited is our own party's upasarpanch, our own party's upasarpanch, vice president, our own party's vice president's house I had visited, and that vice president passed away, rather committed suicide due to police harassment, and his father filed a private complaint asking for the CI who was responsible to be charge sheeted, and he had a court verdict in his favor. In spite of that, the CI was not charged. So his father was feeling upset about it. And to that village to visit his father, who was also organizing his son's statue to be put up in his own village, right beside his own house, in his own land. And I had gone to pay a visit to that person who was grieved. What is wrong in it? It's our party vice president who passed away. And for that occasion, if I were to go, why should the cops not permit such going out? And why should the cops have any reservations on that? And why should for going there, why should our MLA or our ministers be charged? I seriously don't understand. This is what I mean by Red Book rule. This is what I mean by Red Book rule. Democracy is gone for a toss. Currently, what is prevalent is Red Book rule.
So one last question. TDP, NDA altogether have been celebrating 1 year of their governance. What's your say on that? How do you take it?
See, NDA might have, at the central level, might have a lot to say, a lot to boast about, for what probably they have probably reasons to boast about. But as far as Andhra is concerned, Chandrababu's regime is concerned, there is nothing to boast about. Every promise that has been mentioned in his own manifesto is proven to be a lie. And for someone who's not rendered a single promise fulfilled out of the Super 6 or Super 7 that he's promised himself, and everything that has been promised is proven to be a lie, and where the plight of farmers, the plight of youngsters, the plight of every person living in poverty is at an abysmal low. The farmers are pissed off because they're not getting remunerative prices. The free insurance policy which was in existence during our regime has been removed. The timely input subsidy which was coming before the end of the season was also scrapped. And the production support which was coming in through Raitu Bharosa in our regime has also come to a halt. And the RBKs which were very much running during our regime at the village level, hand-holding the farmer at every stage, has become dysfunctional. Similarly, the students are not getting fees reimbursement. Every quarter what the fees reimbursement was given during our regime, and now since January, that is Jan, Feb, March, which was supposed to have been given in April, and since then the election code has come in, and since that day till this day, this June if it were to come, it will be 6 quarters, and every quarter where the fees reimbursement was given then, now it has been 6 quarters where the fees reimbursement dues are still pending. The boarding and lodging costs, lodging charges also which were given to the students, starting every April, one installment is also left pending. And added to that, the plight of any poor going to the hospitals, where Arogyashri bills payable by the government to the network hospitals, which actually cost 300 crores every month, has been due for the past 12 months, which is 3,600 crores. And Arogya Ashara, which was also been given during our regime, which is another 400 crores, also stands due as of now. And today, nobody, no poor person is in a position to go and claim Arogya Shri and take free treatment in a network hospital, because the network hospitals have so much of dues that they're not treating poor people. And during our regime, the Arogya Shri was taken up to 25 lakhs of free treatment. 1,000 procedures were increased to 3,300 procedures during our regime, when there was so much of reform that took place in that area then, has now taken a backseat now. See, tell me, where exactly are people happy? Everything is proven to be a false promise. Everything is proven to be a broken promise, and the entire system is collapsed. Where you have rampant corruption, which is prevalent in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and a red book rule, which is intolerance towards the ruling party or to anybody who raises their voice against the government, which is also prevalent in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Other than this, there is nothing there in Andhra Pradesh state.
Sir, Telangana CM Revant Reddy is alleging that AP government is not giving NOC to the water project like Bangacharla and Polavara. What do you say?
See, what is it got to do with him? What Revant Reddy should be bothered about is his state. What happens in our state is a totally lookout of the people of Andhra Pradesh. And our state is the last riparian state. After our state, the waters don't go anywhere else but to the sea. So if that water which were to be going into the sea is diverted elsewhere, how does it affect him? It affects him in no way. So that water which is otherwise going into the sea, if that water is properly put to use by our state, it's our state's lookout. For which, if there is any if there is any problem by another chief minister prevalent in another state, then I think he should seriously introspect his mindset.